Try it, huh? Oh, shit. That is crazy.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, now.
What's going on, man?
All right, man. Just looking here to see the collection.
Long time no see.
Woo!
Mike's first time here. We've been friends for 30 plus years. It's his first time here. It shows you how good of friends we are.
Yep.
He won't even come to my house.
Never come over.
So this is the vibe you get right off the bat. Mostly horror.
And you know, I'm going to interject here for a second. You know, it's kind of darkly lit, and it's overwhelming because the thing is every inch is taken advantage of. You're talking, look at here, we got decals, we got stickers, and you're going to deal with this through this whole tour. Look at this. I can see where I'm in over my head. All right, Bob, lead the way. Show me, okay. Give me the full tour.
So here's the Matrix. A scene of bus. Gremlins. Got them jumping around and whatnot.
No, this is
got
wild.
The spider gremlin. That's a pretty rare one. That's a new one from NECA.
Right around the microwave, right where they should be, causing trouble.
Yeah, wreaking havoc. Look at Spike's got a candy bar. He's got his buzzsaw blade. Lots of fun and creativity going on.
See, I like Gizmo. So much more harmless.
So, I do have an overhead light if you want the overhead light on.
Sure,
It kind of changes.
Let's boom it up. You know that's how it works every time. Oh, I like the toad here. I'm glad we turned that on. I didn't even notice him. I would have missed him for sure.
So we got lots of crazy stuff. This is a real rare piece right here, as you can see, now on video cassette. This was an actual promo piece sent to video stores in the 80s.
Nice.
For a light box. I also have an Invader from Mars one. Same thing, now on video cassette.
And it's embossed. It's got the raised lettering and everything on it. You can see the fence is raised. Really cool piece. Video stores long gone.
Yeah. We got the Veiled Bride. You can unveil her for a kiss. Lots of fun, lots of creativity. We got the Terminator.
Now what is this? Is this the box set? Is that what that's from, or is that just a statue?
That is from the box set.
Yep.
Special edition box set.
See, I know a little bit.
We got some ghouls going off in the background. We'll get to those in a minute. We got some crazy eyeballs that go. We got a little girl that sews her mouth shut amidst other zombies going. This little guy's going to town on his teddy bear. He's not happy.
You know, he ain't happy.
He's not happy about this at all. He don't like when strangers are here. My props are very protective. I want to make sure that, you know, everything's okay. And then here's a couple of my higher end pieces right here. These are Sideshow collectibles.
Yep, I'm familiar with Sideshow.
If you notice, they actually have real knit clothing. So Freddy and Jason both have real clothing. Top of the line collectibles, Sideshow collectibles.
Yep, I love Sideshow.
And no collection's complete without Ash, and we got Evil Ash.
This is a nice piece. I'm not going to let you sneak by without this.
Oh, yeah,
nice old standee.
Also.
Pinhead.
Yep, from a video store. Lucked out. Put my name on it and got it.
Yeah, what are the odds? Nowadays, no way. So, they're not even giving that away. It's gone.
Yep, so that's cool. Got my zombie candy bowl. That's always a party favorite. All the people like candy.
People love free candy.
Yep, people do love free candy. I got the Avengers. More from the comic book actually, but I do have the pieces from the modern movie. Got some Batman, same thing
Now,
here.
what do these busts typically run you when you buy these for your collection?
About $250.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they average about $250 a piece. These are real high end. These actually have real clothing. The Harlequin. I mean, the detail and the artists. You know, these are all works of art. They're
definitely.
Sculpted. They're hand painted. They're signed and numbered by the artist. I mean, these are gallery quality pieces. Lots of miscellaneous fun. You know, what house and party would be complete without Cheech and Chong, and Ghostbusters, and of course Real Monsters, one of my childhood favorites, and Gargoyles. Lots of fun. And then what other kitchen would be complete without Alien versus Predator? You got to do it.
Now, have you you've seen the original one from the 70s? Do you have that one? The big giant one, the Alien Predator.
This is all I personally have. I don't know if I particularly know the piece you're talking about.
Well, you got to look into it because it's from the 1970s. It's like this big, off the ground, and it's just a big toy. By Mego made them, the same ones that made those old Kiss dolls.
Is it detailed?
Oh yeah, it's quite valuable. I think they run a couple hundred up to 500 plus.
Okay.
But yeah, it's basically this guy here.
Yeah.
The alien. Massive, and the mouth juts out. It's pretty imposing and brutal.
My favorite Predator right here. The detail on it's absolutely astonishing. The fingertips. Anybody bumps that at my open house and it's done. That's it. Game over. So I have to be very careful while I'm entertaining.
Yeah, you must have a limit of people at once, right?
Yep, I've had more open houses. I used to just have one open house 2 different times a year.
Now you broke them down, huh?
I would average about 50 people.
At once?
At once.
Oh, man.
And so I found myself constantly policing the whole house, just running back and forth, making sure nothing's broke, nothing's spilt, keeping everybody in check to make sure they're not, too intoxicated.
Yeah, you got people drinking, eating candy
people
bars.
People are drinking, people are having fun. We're cranking up some concert DVDs. Lots of animatronics in here. You can see this is the Killer Clown Room. Lots of fun. We got some fun stuff. A lot of this stuff seems to have a mind of its own. It kind of decides when it wants to go and when it doesn't. So it's can be a little strange. So stuff is kind of going. Motion activated stuff. So we're having lots of fun. This guy looks very realistic. Wreathes around in the bloody body bag. Kind of mocking you with insults about when he's going to get out and he's going to get you.
I like him.
Lots of fun. We've got the Bloody Mary mirror over here, which is not clown related, but it is a cool prop. Again, motion activated. And it is very light in here, so it's going to not have the same effect.
I can see it though. In the night, it'll be brutal.
There she goes. You can see her. And actually tied for my favorite movie of all time, Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. And you can see it's basically a half a room just barraged with Nightmare Before Christmas pieces. You would basically call this installation art. I am an installation artist. It's the art of displaying your collection.
Have you ever had anyone ever approach you to? Have you ever thought of doing like store windows during Halloween, or have gone into that on any level? Being you have such passion for it.
Yep, I really haven't. This is so much work that it's just. It's a mind-boggling amount of work to clean these things, to display them, to pack them up and put them away.
Have you ever thought about doing where you're actually charging people to see your collection?
No, I do this for the passion of it. I do it because I love it. You know, if you made it a business, you know, like so many people say, it would probably take a lot of the fun out of it.
Yep. That's what always happens. But maybe on a smaller scale. When I say that with the store windows, you say you like the art of display. You already have the pieces.
This will probably interest Mike over here. He's probably already seen it, but these are actual vintage patches. These are all original patches, you know, from back in the, you know, late 80s, early 90s.
Here we go. Here's a winner.
Yep.
1990. That's a nice one.
So, you know, and I have quite a bit more.
Slayer.
I actually have like a box.
I'm sure you do.
I can't display it all.
No.
So, and this is the rock and roll heavy metal area. Kind of limited in space. You know, you never have enough room.
And now people, you know, you're sitting there and you might be saying, well, these are just action figures, but these all have amazing value. If you were to go online right now and you tried to buy this Motley Crew right here, you're running easily $150 to $200. Maybe you could find one open in a case for under $100. You know, obviously there are deals out there and such, but overall, $150, $200 all day long. This Ozzy Blizzard of the Oz, I've never even seen that one. So these all have value. So there's actually, you know, there's all kinds of levels. Bob does it because of the passion. Other guys do it for the collecting. But it all has value. And that's what you always want to do with your collection, is you want to have stuff that has value. Because at some point you have to cash in. Because you can't fit it all in the casket. You got yourself the new Iron Maiden beer. All right. The teddy bears, very popular. The Kiss, obviously across the board. Everyone collects Kiss nowadays. This is one of the most marketed for many years now. Gene Simmons continues to pump out product over and over again. You don't know what he's coming up with. He's got a casket. He's got a toilet. You name it. And Kiss are going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this Thursday. All right, Bob.
And then a little bit more with Tim Burton, one of my favorite writer-directors, The Corpse Bride. I have miscellaneous Tim Burton stuff, Frankenweenie, Coraline, throughout the house. But this area here is tied in with The Nightmare Before Christmas. Follow me into the horror zone. This isn't for the faint of heart. I've traumatized many kids and females, you know, 10, 12 years old, have had nightmares and been quite traumatized from this area. I personally don't understand or don't get it. I don't know why.
Maybe the furnace.
all these things are, you know, they're all your friend. These are all inanimate objects. You know, they're just art. That's all they are. So, again,
big gator head.
Yep, we got a gator coming up, you know, biting Ash in the ass, and, you know, evil Ash, and it's just loads of fun. There's stuff everywhere.
Now, I'm going to do something here nobody gets away with, but I'm going for it. I got Bob on camera, so he can only yell at me on camera if I break something. But I'm reaching in deep. And here we go. Wicks and Sticks. This is one of my favorite pieces. It's a toad or a little gargoyle demon. He would hold his candle there. This is a whole series of this stuff out. But this is always one of my favorites. Don't you love that, guys?
I have a little bit of it throughout the collection, but most of it is packed away.
Here comes the tricky part. Watch this. Precision. See how delicate? I just bumped that. You talk about a game of operation. Bob, when you're setting this up,
stuff gets broke.
How often do you break stuff? Every season?
Every year. I do.
Every
I break
season?
something every year. It's just, you know, it's so overwhelming. You get so overtired. The main problem is cleaning the stuff. The majority of the stuff has to be cleaned with a toothbrush because there's, you know, you know, crevices and muscle definition.
Yep.
And the condensed air does not clean it.
Doesn't
You
blow it
have to
off,
use
huh?
a toothbrush. And after you've been toothbrushing for a week straight, cleaning your statues, you start getting loopy in the head, you start cutting corners, you start rushing, and then snap.
Yep.
You broke something.
Every time.
But like Mike says, you can't you can't take it with you.
Yeah.
So you glue it to the best of your ability, and if it really bothers you that much, you go on eBay and you replace it. So.
Yeah, cleaning is definitely the hardest thing with a collection on this level, and storage.
Yep, nonstop. You can hear we got a creepy eyeball keeping an eye on Mike. He don't like the look of him. I've noticed that.
I'm old and ugly.
He
Giant eyeballs never like me.
he's keeping an eye on things, making sure everything's cool.
See, now I don't get creeped out by this stuff. This
Yeah,
is
it's
right
just
up
fun.
my alley.
It's just art. This is just art.
It is
It's
amazing.
fun.
A lot of people do, but you know what? It really is. It's
just art.
you gotta like it. You gotta
Yeah.
like monster movies.
It's just art.
That's all it is. It's monster movies. People say, oh, it's evil and this and that. No, it's not. Basically, I've always described it as it's like watching a scary movie. There's nothing wrong with it. It's all for the thrill. No damage done.
Again, it's just endless hours of balancing, and it's really a lot of mathematics, balancing this stuff out to fit. And my displays are different every year.
So you try to go by memory and then you end up winging it, is what happens?
Well,
Because he sets this up every year. Let's get it straight. What he does is he takes it down for most of the season and he puts it up for a couple of months out of the year. Otherwise, he takes this all down and this house it looks like any other house in America. So that's what we're talking about. He breaks this collection down. That's twice, because you got to put it up, you got to put it down. And so that's, twice a year? Every year, right?
Well, yeah, I put it up and take it down once a year.
Yep. So you're talking an insane amount of work.
Yes, it takes me about a month.
So do you go
straight.
from memory on a way and then you wing it? I think what I'm getting back to.
I have some pictures. I do go some reference off the pictures, but you have to remember that I'm a shopaholic.
So you're always adding. So
I'm a collector.
Screw yourself up.
I'm always so it's always another year of collecting. So I got cooler stuff this year. I want to display that. So I'm constantly changing stuff up. And speaking of changing stuff up, this is the first year for the electric chair. I don't know if Mike's gotten that, but we're gonna show you the electric chair here. We're gonna get him rocking.
That's brutal. That was hard. Did you make the chair yourself?
I did. Me
Nice.
and my uncle from lumber we had sitting on the side of the house. We did.
Yep, just a basic design. That's what
Yep.
they look like too.
Yeah, basic, and now we're gonna fire up the nurse. Here's basically my concept. A lot of this stuff turns on, but it's just you got to reach up there, you got to get up there. It's a hassle.
Yep.
So my concept is basically the guy is getting electrocuted, and there's a Grim Reaper whose eyes light up and his wings flap, and I've got him collecting the soul of the deceased, and then I've got the the kind of Silent Hill nurse here to like check his pulse and to see if he's dead. So I kind of get it all kind of going, and you can kind of picture what I got going here. Most people would find this unsettling, but I seem to find it comforting.
It's fun. I'm sitting here with Bob, and we're in his studio looking at a part of his collection. As you can see in the video, we've got his home collection that is spread out through the entire house, and then here at his practice studio, which is kind of almost like an office place to show his collection and where he jams with his band. And this is Bob. Bob, say hello.
What's up, people?
Giving a great interview here. He's letting us into his collection of behind the scenes. And remember, what we're trying to do with this series is we're just spotlighting collectors. It could be anyone from someone that collects beer cans to someone that's into horror movies, into action figures, whatever it might be, albums. We're looking for collections to document and film and get you in there and get a taste of it. And what we really want to help people out with is maybe aspiring collectors, people that already are collecting, tips. How does he store his stuff? How does he pick which items to display? Does he regret anything? So let's get right to it. I think that's a great place to start. I think as a collector myself, I've been buying things for years, and I'm sure a lot of other collectors have this same problem, and I think you'll identify with it. We make mistakes along the way. We kind of shift as we go along. We start out, maybe we buy a lot of action figures. I'm just trying to put it into your realm. And then maybe later we kind of focus away from that. How do you deal with that? Pieces that have kind of get phased out.
Well, they should be realistically liquidated, but the stuff is, for the most part, I can't even get at it.
Yeah.
It's binned up underneath the house. There is stuff that I could care less about and I would sell, but at this point it's just inaccessible, and it's just going to sit there till some future point where, you know, it will be liquidated. But yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, when you first start collecting, you go for volume, so you do buy some lesser quality figures and, you know, trying to boost up the volume of your collection. That's mostly what's all binned up underneath the house, and I could care less about it.
And see, that's what I was getting at. That's totally it, because I think that all collectors do that. You start out, and really you want quantity, and you just are buying everything. And then as you go, you want better quality. You're always upgrading. And here's another question for you with your inventory. Now, is this something that is on your mind? Do you sit there and think, you know, because I know that you, in the video that we shot at your house, you were showing me your Blu-ray collection.
Yeah.
And you were telling me how you upgraded from your basic DVD to Blu-ray. And you showed me part of the collection, which we have on film. You can check it out. It's going to be somewhere clipped in there.
And I recently just did the same thing. That's kind of funny.
Yeah,
you saw me getting rid of all the DVDs, and I've been buying Blu-rays. And then I'm wondering what the next thing is going to be, you know, after the Blu-ray.
It'll be a chip.
Is that something that's on your mind, though, all the time? Are you thinking, okay, there's that stuff under the house that you're talking about in the tubs that you got early on in the collecting, and you're like, it's inaccessible, but are you constantly thinking about that, going, shit, maybe I need to flip that so I can take that money maybe and put it in another direction, save some space? Because I think that's what I want to help with these videos too, is not only showing collections, picking Bob's brain, and trying to get us where we can let some stuff go, and so we can make his room. Yeah, Bob, tell me about room and space. Well, and how much that means to you.
You said it exactly. You get more specific on what you buy. You get higher end. I mean, I'm completely at that point where I'm just completely to statues. Certain things I'm always a sucker for. I mean, you know, horror figures, Kiss stuff. I'm a sucker for it.
Yeah.
So I'll still get some of that. But at this point, I'm looking for, you know, higher end prosthetics and you know, statues, things like that.
Yeah, all high end.
All high end.
Now,
so,
do you find because let's face it, collecting is obsessive. We all do it. It's spending. Do you find yourself thinking about, like, shit, I gotta rein it in? I really do. I gotta watch what I'm doing. Do you still find yourself slipping every now and then and getting something, getting home and being like, you know what, shit, I probably didn't need to get this. I kind of fucked up.
No, not really. I'm pretty.
You got that
specific.
reined in.
Yep, I'm pretty specific about what I want, and I know it when I see it, and I buy it. I just do it. You know, no regrets. You know, I'm a collector. This is my passion. This is what makes me happy. This is, you know, so many aspects of somebody's life you can't control. Things and people going on around you. My collection, the things I buy, the things I love, the things I display, I'm in complete control of it. And since, you know, we all know I'm a control freak, this works out very well for me.
So basically it's like you just create your own world, and here you feel the most comfortable. This is probably like when you're here, let's touch on that. When you're here and you're alone and you're not showing your collection, and you've got your music playing and you're dusting, obviously that on some level that's therapeutic to you, that calms you. It probably gives you great peace to be here amongst your stuff, fiddling with it, because I know that's what I do. When I'm at home, I'm with my records, I'm playing my records, I'm straightening them, I'm looking through them, I'm putting new plastics on, whatever it is. And that's probably one of my favorite times, to be honest with you, because I've done that since I was a kid. Do you connect us to your childhood?
I do connect certain aspects of it to my childhood, but one thing to a remark you said, surprisingly enough, as cool as this room is, if I am down here alone, I can't stand being here.
Really?
I can't wait to get out of here.
Really?
Just something about it is depressing to me.
Yeah.
Just sitting in this dungeon alone.
Yeah.
I like to be home. You know, I like to relax and lay in my bed.
So basically, but that piece though, then, if it's not here, it's at home with your collection though. At there,
Yeah.
do you when you say, keep going, when you're at home, you relax in your bed?
Yeah, I relax in my bed, and as we talked about, you know, I have to pack up and put, you know, the majority of my collection away, but my room does stay, you know, displayed.
Yeah.
So I'm very comfortable in my room. You know, my dog is there. I like my mom being there. I like to see my mom. I like my dog being there.
Yep.
I'm just really comfortable there. Down here, you've got, you know, some, you know, crappy band, you know, blazing next door, and it's very disruptive to, you know, peace and harmony.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is. I don't like being here. I will not sit down here for probably more than an hour, and I'll just feel like overwhelmed, like I need to get out of here.
Do you find yourself, I mean, obviously, if this was at your home though, do you, getting back to that thing about, like, when you're in your room, you said you watch movies and stuff, but do you fidget with stuff and move?
No.
Do you ever redecorate? Do you rearrange?
No.
You leave it where it is?
Yeah, once I usually, you know, have something displayed the way I want it, unless I'm redoing the entire display, I usually leave it as is.
See, and with me, I'm always fidgeting. I'm always moving things around. I'm like trying to find like where everything goes and to save space. Do you find yourself doing that? Because I know
Not really.
Talking about space as being so important.
For me, that's the beginning procedure of you know, installation art.
Yeah.
It's the balancing of your collection, the displaying of your collection, and it just comes together. It just happens. I get things the way I want it, the angle I want it, the spacing I want it, and I just know it's done, and that's it.
How does music tie into all this? Because when I met you, your room was
all metal.
Yeah, it was all metal, but it was still, there was a setup. There was a presentation.
Yeah.
Everything was presented, from your KISS posters on the wall to how you had what we call just knickknacks, whatever you want to call them. Everything was set up with an order. You've always, the connection, do you think, when you're in this environment, do you have to have music playing?
I do not.
You don't?
No. So, you know, sometimes I just like, you know, the peace and, you know, solitude and just, you know, thinking and clearing your thoughts and things like that. I mean, music, especially metal, can be very disruptive.
Yeah,
you know,
that's for sure.
like you know, as you've known, I mean, I've grown to listen to more, you know, jazz and funk and stuff like that. That's more of a funner, positive energy. So I'd be more apt to listen to, you know, listen to.
No, I'm the
something
same
like that.
way. Sometimes you just don't need someone grunting 100 miles an hour. It's just too much. It's too overwhelming. And how is the situation with your band?
It's always a struggle. You know.
Where are we at right now?
It's myself and a bass player, and we're looking for a drummer and a vocalist, and that's been the scenario for quite a while.
How many years do you think you got into this realistically? How far are you going to go back and say when I started?
Probably 20 years.
Yeah. Okay. When did I know you? It was probably like 1984. You were jamming, but that didn't count. So what, 1985, 86?
Yeah, I mean when I had the ability to seriously do something, I mean it was probably, you know,
maybe
mid-80s.
88,
mid-80s.
Yeah. So when I jammed with you that time with Zane and then Joe, that was probably about 1988. Is that really, you think that you had already done it a little bit before that, but that was when it was really had started compared to?
Yeah, I think that's when I was,
was
pretty determined to, achieve something.
So you're looking at
music
12
that
and
point.
14. Hell, you're almost 26 years into the game,
Yeah.
right?
I guess 20.
And how many
25.
CDs have you?
Just one.
Just the one, huh?
Yeah, just one
But you
CD.
put tapes out though, right?
No, it was a.
Didn't you do a tape?
That was an original demo, but then I did a full-length CD.
Yeah.
So, that was a much better recording, much better band, all the way around. That actually is pretty professional.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's my crowning achievement at this point. Sorry to say.
Yeah, but still something.
How long ago was it that we jammed in that chicken coop? Remember that?
Yeah.
I was talking to Mike about that. What was it about? I bet you it was 92.
That's got to be 18 to 20 years there.
Okay. Can you believe that much time has passed?
Yeah, it just flies by, and it doesn't seem to slow down at all.
No, it goes faster.
Yeah,
now
it
than
seems to
ever.
go faster. There's never enough time in the day.
No,
Ever.
Never. Zipping by. And before it went slow. That's because I think in youth you're not even thinking like that. Now as you get older, you're starting to realize just how precious time is.
Yeah.
And when you're young, you're just going.
Yeah. You had so much energy. It was like limitless energy when you were young.
And now you just think
Yeah.
about everything.
Yeah. Now I need a nap.
Yeah. Oh, I'll say I'll nod right out.
I'm tired. I'm wore out all the time.
Oh yeah. What about 6 o'clock at night? How are you feeling?
I'm pretty good there.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm nodding out.
Yep.
What time do you get up every day?
I usually get up by 5.
And Bob works. He has his own cleaning business. He's had probably almost as long as probably you've been in the music. So
Yeah.
maybe
even
26
longer.
years, maybe.
Yeah. I started in junior high, cleaning a couple of contracts with my dad before junior high.
So this is someone that's still working. You can't say, oh, this is a guy that lives at home. And he does work. He pays for this stuff, so he has to work to get this stuff, and that's all just time and energy, and then chasing the dream of a band, and then the collection. Now, you obviously, your dream right now, I've got to think, I'm going to go out on a limb here, is to be able to house your collection under one house and have it all displayed, where you're not having to take it down and all that pressure. Do you think about that, or is that just me thinking like that?
Yeah, I think about it all the time. I've actually recently talked to the landlord of the building, and I inquired about a big giant party room over on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Still waiting for the cost and word back on that. But it still wouldn't be able to house my entire collection, but it would get all the horror. I would take all the horror from this room,
Your main stuff.
all the horror from the house, and it
so
would
you
all
would,
go
in
into
a
the
way, you'd
room.
be able to kind of separate your collection, break it down into bits, and
Yep.
you'd pull all the horror out, and then
Yep.
kind of be able to focus on keeping your comic book stuff. Is that
Yep.
what we're saying?
Yep, that's what would have to be done because there's.
Is that something that you're thinking of with your collection? You're trying to purge a little bit with the horror? Is that what I'm saying?
Well, horror is my passion.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for some cool superhero stuff too, but horror is my passion.
Yeah.
Is
it more the Halloween stuff, or is it the more high-end statue movie stuff? Now, when I say Halloween stuff, lots of skulls, lots of zombies coming out of the ground, things that you would see in a haunted house, a mansion, something like that. When you say you like horror, is that part of it, or is it, when you say horror specifically, is your pure passion, is it strictly characters from movies?
No,
compared to Halloween.
Nope, it's actually more props since I've always been, more into kind of original art.
Yep.
So I like, original props. Mm-hmm. They are sculpted and made by an artist. So I think I associate a little bit more with that. I have a little bit more fun with that because people will ask, well, what movie is this from? And I'm like, it's not from a movie. It's an original, prop. It's an original piece of art.